It is without a doubt a very frustrating time if you're in crypto and live inside the United States. Look, I've been saying it for a long time, along with a lot of you, that without regulation, guess what? DeFi crypto as you know it, it's just going to continue to be a circus. The idea that institutions are going to pop into crypto is ridiculous. Without actual regulation and clarity from government bodies, this thing is just going to be a circus. So I want to point you to a couple articles that I saw this week that I found absolutely amazing. First one, we're going to start with the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskins. He wrote this in related to the Binance CEO getting an SEC complaint. He says, with respect to Binance, I am reading through the SEC complaint. It's over 130 pages, but it seems like the next in series of steps of implementing a choke point. That's the key, guys. There is an absolute choke point effort. What does that mean? Get rid of the on-ramps, get rid of the off-ramps, make crypto this really, really niche thing to the point where nobody wants to be part of it anymore. Okay? Crypto, if you think about Bitcoin, a lot of people will argue Bitcoin is a Ponzi. Why? Because the growth depends upon new users coming in. So every time you've sold Bitcoin, you're taking someone else's money. Who cares about the stupid term Ponzi, whatever? That's just the nature of what this thing is. And most cryptocurrencies act that way. A lot of them aren't regulated. We all know, blah, blah, blah. And then we get away with this. Why? Because the US government leaves so much of this in the gray area. It doesn't know whether to call this. Like if you read the complaint, you'll see Bitcoin, Ethereum are not related to as securities, they're commodities, but yet Algorand, which was related, it's considered a commodity. It seems like the US government is using the Commodities and Exchange to go after Binance and the SEC. And so it's a 1-2 punch. I just think it's absolutely crazy. And so does Charles Hoskins. Look at this. He says it's a choke point. The end goal is the agenda-based CBDC. Okay, that's the central bank digital currency. Partner with a handful of massive banks to end-to-end control over every aspect of your financial life, which you have Ron DeSantis, who's a presidential candidate, who's already made legislation that in Florida, they will never accept a CBDC. If you guys remember, in Canada, during the trucker protests, the Canadian government was able to basically limit the transactions of certain citizens who are exercising their right to free speech and their right to free commerce, to be able to support an organization, a nonprofit. The tech companies got involved because the government got involved and they limited what people did with their free money. And this is why we all are friends of crypto. This is why we're fans of crypto, is because we're not fans of the government. We don't like control. So if you're fans of limited freedoms, then you'll like government. If you like absolute freedom, then you will like crypto. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think in order for crypto to actually be legitimized as an asset class, you do need regulations. And guess what? That's the response that Charles Hoskins, founder of Cardano, has said. A regulatory event is where you have a debate about compliance with a law or guidance. This event seems to be a political philosophical disagreement with the very existence of cryptocurrency. So he's saying this is a, everybody gets sued, right? You can sue anybody, but he's saying that's what's going on here is he feels like this is a direct attack. At least that's my interpretation here. An unelected group of people that have decided that concepts like self-sovereign identity, owning your wallet, and the freedom of control of your economical agency would be removed from the masses and given the enlightened few. Honestly, what is happening isn't anything new. It's always the same fight between freedom and authoritarianism, just authoritarianism. I can't talk. Just with different players, technology, and words. It does seem like this event is a perfect opportunity for the entire industry to set aside its fragmented nature and unite for a common sense set of rules. This is what I love, a common sense set of rules and guidelines. Isn't that what we all want in DeFi? Clarity on the laws and the regulations, especially in crypto. Get rid of the gray. That's what we all want. So the United States needs to come from out underneath the dark and actually legitimize this as an asset class so that we get regulation. And then you got here CZ, who's the one underneath the microscope. He says, yeah, it's a perfect opportunity for the entire industry to set aside its fragmented nature and unite for common sense. So CZ says, yeah, I'm ready to go. He says right here in his tweet, if you have to pick a fight with everyone, maybe you are the one at fault. He says right here in his tweet, SEC sues Binance. What does it mean? It's crystal clear. The SEC and current U.S. government is attacking the entire industry. Yesterday, Ripple, Coinbase, and he basically says that he's going to extend, he's going to take this to the extent of the law. He thinks he has a winning case. Now, for me, I just don't know. I think the whole space really is kind of a circus. It doesn't make me want to go any heavier into cryptocurrency. You guys know, if you watch this channel, I teach diversification. Most of my risk capital, every video you'll see, I'll say I'm using risk capital. Well, where does that come from? It comes from the gains that I'm making from trading stocks, like basically large cap stocks, and taking those profits and moving them into crypto and basically gambling. Yeah, this is just gambling. That's all this is. This is not real investing at all, because it's not a legitimate asset class. So check this out, guys. I'm going to show you another article. Gary Gensler, he's the SEC chairman. Look at what he says. This is just today. Gensler doubts the need for more digital currency. I wonder why. What's he a fan of? He's a fan of the central bank digital currency. Look what he says here. SEC Gary Gensler took a swing Tuesday at cryptocurrency and the other digital tokens, implying that they're essentially unnecessary. Oh, is that right? You're going to tell us that self-sovereignty is not necessary. Amazing how the government has the audacity to think their one opinion speaks for all of us. He goes, we already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro, or it's called the yen. They're all digital now. Guys, do you not see the writing on the wall? The US is in no time going to make legitimate an asset class called cryptocurrency. So then you've got this article here today, the SEC. They're just excited to slap suits on all these exchanges. And why? Why do they go after these guys? Because if they can get rid of these guys, then they get rid of most entry points into crypto. It's a trickle down effect. So their strategy is definitely to go after the big dogs, the exchanges, and then they're going to justify this with events like FTX, with Celsius. If you guys remember, I was in Celsius. And I put money in there, trusting that this was a safe place to put it. Basically, got screwed, $53,000, because it wasn't safe. They created their own coin and then they used it as collateral. They didn't have a balance sheet, and Celsius screwed us. FTX has screwed us. And this is what justifies the SEC. To come in and do all these lawsuits against Coinbase and Binance, because frankly, why wouldn't they? It really is a crapshoot out here in crypto. So SEC sues Coinbase over exchange and staking program. Stock drops 13%. So if you're like me, that means you just trade Coinbase and on these moves. So there's always a way to play the game. I don't encourage trading. Most people will lose, but that's what I've been doing today. So if you guys look, and what I mean by that is oftentimes there's a major sell-off on the news, and then it finds a bottom, and that's your entry, and then you might ride it for a little bit of pennies. Depends how much you are risking, but I usually do six-figure trades, get in, make a buck. Because imagine 1,000 shares. If it goes up $1, you just made $1,000. Today, I think I'm up about $3 or $4 grand in trading. Last week, same thing. You saw a video a couple back. I made 20 grand. So again, that's where the risk capital comes from. Now, if you guys don't have risk capital, you're stupid. You're absolutely insane if you're playing crypto. And I don't care who your favorite YouTuber is. Most of the YouTubers will explain to you that you need to be using risk capital and that these are gambles. You should listen to them. This isn't a joke, guys. Look, if you go to CoinMarketCap, you're going to see a bit of a pump right now on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, but these are just because of the fallback from these allegations, these suits. Now, what's going to happen to Binance, to Coinbase? Both of them argue they have wonderful cases. And if you're a student of the law or whatever, you'll understand the reason there's cases is because there isn't clarity, right? There's no one that has a case. If I go and murder somebody, I don't go, well, I have a case as to why I did that. Like, no, the law is pretty black and white on that. You just can't kill somebody. If you're a policeman and now you but if you are not in a position of authority to take someone's life, it's just bad for you, because there's absolute blinding clarity. With cryptocurrency, there's been nothing but a gray area, and I am with Charles Hoskins, and maybe like you, I am so fed up with the space. I can only hope that this is a come to whoever moment for cryptocurrency, where Binance and Coinbase, everybody sort of roots for a regulatory body, members, third parties gather, and we get clarity as to actual specific regulations. We call all cryptocurrencies the same thing. We don't divide. Like right now, you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum. Look at. I just want to show you guys this on my screen here. I'm going to ask, is Bitcoin a security? Then you've got the commodities. The CFTC viewpoint diverged from another major U.S. government agency, the Securities Exchange Commission, which views most crypto assets aside from Bitcoin as securities. Oh, that's interesting. What's so special about Bitcoin? Is every crypto a security? The SEC chair reiterated that he considers all crypto assets and all transitions to be subject to the U.S. security law aside from the spot trading for Bitcoin. Everything other than Bitcoin is a security. Is Ethereum? Ether has long been treated as a commodity. Wait, what? I thought by state and federal regulators, including the commodity futures. Wait, but I thought only Bitcoin. You guys see what I mean? You can go through the trail and you're like, wait, am I supposed to look at the case law? Am I supposed to, what does it mean if crypto is a security? If crypto is deemed actively, it would mean that it would be subject to the same regulations as other securities. Yet if you go to the SEC website, it says that be careful when trading crypto because you may not fall. The same protections might not apply to you. Let's see. SEC, is crypto a security? Let me see. The SEC is expanding its list of crypto securities. In its lawsuits filed against crypto exchange Binance on Monday, the Securities and Exchange Commission's alleged that several prominent cryptocurrencies, including Solana, BNB, and native tokens for Polygon Cardano, are securities. See, guys, this is 1 day ago. This is what I mean. Ripple, XRP, not named a security. Wait. Ripple and XRP were not named a security in the SEC's case against Coinbase. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Anybody that thinks like this isn't a gray area, they're just choosing certain articles, and there is mass confusion. It's a messed up place, and I'm telling you, it's not a place to really invest in this. This isn't a good place to invest. This is a good place to speculate. It's a speculative, quote unquote, asset, as I've read in some of the SEC writings. So I don't know. At this point, I'm not putting much more into this because if they continue to close on and off ramps like major exchanges, Coinbase, if they keep giving them struggle, Binance, who knows who's going to win? I just know when you go up against the federal government, there's a little bias there, right? Imagine like going to a courtroom against a police officer, and it's like the police's word versus yours. Like, I know the spirit of the law, everybody's equal and justice is blind, but like I live in the real world. So I'm just seeing the way the US wants to move is not to make legitimate. I can't talk. Forgive me. It's not to make legitimate cryptocurrency. Their path is to justify a central bank digital dollar. They're going to incentivize it. Okay, I guarantee they'll incentivize it, and they'll constantly make those of us that play in the crypto space, this fringe group of people that constantly are getting rug pulled, screwed over, scammed, and eventually, kind of how I'm at right now, you just don't want to play anymore. Or if you do, you treat it like a slot machine. That's it. So the idea that like Goldman Sachs is going to put in 1% and you'll hear these guys throw these numbers around and where crypto's going. The news we got this week make you think we're really a far ways off. Now we'll see how these suits go. Again, I'm with Charles Hoskins. I think it's important that this is a come to Jesus moment where we all figure out what exactly is cryptocurrency, which ones are securities, which ones aren't, what's the justification behind that? Can you please give us absolute clarity? Yeah. So for this video, I hope that this was at least educational. It's given me reason to pause, to put new income into crypto in general. So I don't know. How do you feel? Are you more bullish than ever? Or are you kind of like, yeah, this space kind of sucks? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm just one man, one opinion. I might have gotten stuff wrong. If I got anything wrong or you disagree or what, again, let's have a healthy, happy conversation in the comments. I want to learn. I'm learning like with you, but this is just how I'm feeling, where we're at with crypto. I love you guys. And yeah, if you're new, like, subscribe. I do all sorts of DeFi plays, regular plays. I'm going to get into also, maybe you want to learn more about what I'm doing with trading, all that. You can like, subscribe for more content. I'm happy to be fully transparent with the plays that I'm in. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. You're going to learn and you're going to see it all. This crypto space is a crapshoot, okay? And I hope that this video, this whole channel, does exactly what it says it does. It gives you more fear, more uncertainty, and more doubt as you gamble in the space, because that's all it is. It's just a bunch of gamblers. All right, we'll see you in the next one.